What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I have the keys to a 2018 Porsche 911 Carrera T. Huge shout out and thank you to HBI Auto for providing this really cool Porsche for today's video. They have a ridiculous selection of pre-owned exotics like this Porsche. They also have Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, pretty much anything awesome. They probably have one in stock. So the Carrera T is a really cool trim level from the 911. It's a manual transmission car, kind of a bare bones vehicle, and it basically has a lot of what the GT3 has to offer at a much lower price and doesn't have all the crazy race stuff, but has that raw feeling. So today we're gonna drive it and see what it's all about. I've seen a lot of reviews about these cars and people seem to love them just because of what this car has to offer. So we're gonna do a quick walk around on the exterior and show you the interior because you do still get some nice creature comforts, then take it out on the back roads and have some fun. Starting out with a quick look at the 911 Carrera T. If we open up the engine compartment, you don't really get to see anything. All you can see is the 2 air fans and an intake duct. But we do get a 3-liter 6-cylinder engine, twin turbocharged with 370 horsepower, sending all the power to the rear wheels. And one of my favorite parts, it is paired to the 7-speed manual transmission. And you can see we have 3 pedals down there. So this is going to be a very cool car to drive, very minimalistic. As we're already noticing, a quick sneak preview of that, we have straps instead of actual door handles. So this is a really cool vehicle to check out. And on top of that, being the 911 Carrera, this is still a very practical car. Up underneath the front here, you can see I have my camera bag and lunchbox, and there is still so much more space. You could absolutely fit a lot of luggage in here. I think 2 people and maybe even 2 kids could take a car like this out on a full road trip in like a weekend or something. So if we close up the front now, click that. Beautiful car finished off in black. We have parking sensors up front, all the LED lighting and a front splitter. And then I really like these old school looking wheels. They have that retro design. We get the Porsche brake caliper finished off in red. And I really like the subtle gray accent with the stripe on the side with 911 Carrera T. You get the same color along the side mirrors. Beautiful car. Power operating rear spoiler. And then moving inside, we get a black leather interior. You can see all the red stitching and aluminum accents. We get Carrera T. One thing kind of funky, we have power controls for the seat. However, this does not have power controls for forwards and back. You have a manual lever up front. So a little odd that they go to the trouble to have all the power controls. However, they're missing that one thing. But nonetheless, you know, every little bit helps to save weight. I believe this car is about 30 pounds lighter than the similar version, and you can see the leather and fabric for the seats, so it's a really cool design. And then if we grab this lever and pull the seat up, you still get back seats, which I'm gonna go ahead and hop into, see how practical a car like this is. So I am 5'11" sitting back here. Let's go ahead and put this seat forward and locked into position. Okay, so it's technically practical. I am very, very smushed in here with no headroom and knee room. But, you know, this is still pretty cool how you do have the practicality of back seats. You know, if you have kids or something, this is still a usable car. And these seats fold down. There's a lever on each side that you can pull and get these out of the way. And now you have quite a lot of storage space in the back of a car like this. So that is a really cool touch. And then now sitting inside the Carrera T, just a quick look at the overall interior. This is the 991.2 generation. Really nice and updated. I don't think anything in here looks like an outdated car. It's a really clean setup. I do love sitting in these seats. The bolsters are pretty large as well. We have some leather on your armrest. And then you can see some of the different controls on this right side for your exhaust valve, the wing, suspension, and traction control. And then I really love how we have sunroof controls. You can press that to pop it open or press the other button, close it, and then pull it all the way back. We have the manual shifter up here. 7th gear is more of an overdrive gear, but nonetheless, having a stick shift is awesome in a sports car. All the climate controls, the nav screen, and then your analog gauges with a digital screen over to the right. So really cool setup. We have drive modes over on the steering wheel, and then all I have to do is push the clutch in, we can fire it up. So then we can grab the door and close it nice and shut, and we can get a better look at all the gauges. So pretty simple the way everything is laid out. We have the LCD screen over on the right, and then looking at the steering wheel, this controller right here, we have all the different drive modes. You can see it changing, and it's even changing all the different icons down here as they go into different modes. Alright guys, so we are setting off in the 911 Carrera T. So what is it like to drive this car, and what's all the fuss about? Why do people think this is such a cool car? So first and foremost, Porsche obviously is one of the best performance cars out there. They make such a good array of cars, and they make such a good product as well. So their whole lineup is obviously something really cool. So in this car, first off, the manual transmission, being in a car with a manual already is putting a smile on my face. It is so notchy, so engaging, and so easy to drive. It is just such a nice thing to have 3 pedals in a nearly brand new car. Porsche is still making a ton of cars with a manual transmission, but normal driving, it's a nice, normal, comfortable car to drive. The visibility is fantastic. You're in a bubble, so you have a lot of view out of the front, the side. I mean, there's really no blind spots in a 911. That's a really cool touch with the car. Suspension is so comfortable. This is such a nice car. I really can't get over how just nice this thing is. Fit and finish, top notch, which it better be for well over 6 figures. But like I said, just a nice car to drive with plenty of technology, plenty of safety. And already it feels like a car that's kind of like tightly wrapped around you. I'm fitting so well in these seats. The bolsters, while not even being the buckets, I mean, I don't know if I could get any more comfortable than sitting in this seat right now. It's hugging me perfectly. There's pretty much no movement, and yet the padding is nice and squishy to where I feel really comfortable in the car. Steering already, just on these slow roads, it's so lightweight. Being a rear engine car, everything's in the back. It's just so easy to toss around the car, and there's no slop in it. It's just super precise feeling. So with that said, let's go into the sport mode. Comes up on the screen as well. Looks like my exhaust valve is now opened up. Rev matching is turned on. It has a good sound so far. It's not going to be the loudest car, especially just being a 3-liter and being bone stock. But even in the sport mode now, you can feel how the steering is a little bit tighter and the throttle response is a little bit more touchy. So let's go into the Sport Plus. That's going to firm everything up. Now my suspension mode is automatically on. It's not crazy fast, 370 horsepower, but I like how smooth the power delivery is from the turbo engine. I love the transmission, it's so responsive. Man, it's nice and packs a punch, and I'm excited to hit some turns that we got coming up in a little bit, just to feel out the handling with a car like this. But it already feels like kind of a go-kart, and when you look at there's no door handles here, it's just a strap. It kind of makes you feel like you are in something that is a little bit more stripped down, but with still the luxuries. And that's cool to see how, we still have the back seats, the normal trunk space. We don't have a roll cage in here. We got the panoramic roof, or sunroof I should say. So you still get all the technology without really sacrificing. So when they say this is more of a stripped down version, car, it's not really that. You're already basing it off of a Porsche 911. It's already a Carrera that already has so many refinements that you wouldn't find in some other cars anyways. So their version of more of a stripped down budget performance version of a car isn't really like a track focused car. It's not a GT3 RS that does have no back seats and a roll cage. Alright, so we'll turn off to a little back road now. Man, I cannot get enough of a manual. I am honestly becoming more and more of a fan of Porsches. Honestly, 3-4 months ago, if you asked me what I thought about the brand, I think they're cool, but to me, why would you spend $100-something thousand when you can spend 30 grand on a Cayman that looks the same as everything else? But honestly, my opinions have completely changed after driving a GT3, and then now in this car, it's making me become a fan of these cars because it takes away that in-your-face styling. I mean, I'm a Lamborghini fan. It's not a Lamborghini. It does not look like one whatsoever. And you kind of get to forget about that side of owning a car like this and get into something that is purely fun to drive. It looks beautiful. I mean, it's not like it's not something special to look at, but this is a car that you just want to drive it and take turns. Like right now on these roads, oh my gosh. I can't get enough of it. I just want to keep driving it. Man, the precision in this car, and man, those brakes do a good job. man, I don't know what else to say about these cars, but they are just a heck of a lot of fun. And I also love the placement of the shifter. It is so close to where my hand is, and is right next to the steering wheel. You don't even have to think about where's the shifter. It's just so perfect. And I know with the Carrera GT, you know, if we tone it back down 20 years, the way they designed that was the same way. They wanted that shifter right there. Goodness gracious. So just cruising on country roads, you know, we're not going to anything crazy, any high speeds, but a car like this, while it doesn't have the crazy power to be going 200 miles an hour, and it's not a track-focused car, this car is right at home with what I'm doing. You want to take this on a nice back country road, hit the mountains with it, and take people comfortably. I mean, this is where it's at. It has that feeling to where it's just you in the car just kind of driving, and I am really enjoying that aspect. And even in the Sport Plus mode, it's not a harsh ride at all. It's pretty comfortable and still pretty forgiving in here. So ending thoughts with the 911 Carrera T. What is all the hype about these? What do people like about them? It's the fact that you can get kind of like a GT3, but toned down. It's kind of weird how you can look at the Porsche, the 911 range, and there are so many different versions where you can get pretty much anything from a luxury car, a twin-turbo supercar, to a track-focused car. This one, it almost like it takes a few pieces from each level. It doesn't have the super high price tag to where it's actually an affordable car for what it is. But you do get the twin turbo, so you get that type of power. Of course, you could modify it and tune it and make this probably 450 horsepower, which would be plenty. And then you get the mechanical feeling with the stick shift. You get some of the race focus aspects like the straps here, you know, the cloth in the center of the seat. So it's not all about the luxury, the refinements. It also has that stripped down, toned down version. So it kind of has that vibe to it. And it just kind of feels like a 911 that's wrapped around you. It feels smaller than the other ones that I have driven. And it feels manageable to where you don't need to be breaking speeds to be having the fun in this car. This car, like I was just doing, I wasn't even getting to 4,000 RPM, under 60, 70 miles an hour. And it was just fun and enjoyable to drive. You know, you didn't have to be racing it, racing the guy next to you, drag racing. You can just drive it like you would want to drive a fun car and smile. So I think that's it with the 911 Carrera T. Really cool car to drive. I just like it. I like it a lot. I think you get just a good blend of everything with a car like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content to come, and check out HBI Auto. They have a ridiculous selection of cars just like this ready to go in stock, so definitely check them out. They will be linked down below in the description. So that's it for today's video. I will see you all in the next video.